Today I fucked up by calling my cat a fucking rat bastard in front of my online middle school students. So I'm a middle school teacher and my district is fully online, going back to in person soon though. I was teaching my class like normal when out of the corner of my eye, I saw my cat jump up onto my plant table, attack the leaves of my money tree, and knock it over, spilling soil and broken branches all over the floor. Now, this money tree is my most beloved plant. I've had it for 4 years and we've been through a lot together. So when he knocked it over, breaking off 3 of the largest branches in the process, I was pissed. I told my students I'd be right back and thought I muted myself, so I went to assess the damage and yelled no several times. Then I tried to grab him so I could shut him in another room while I cleaned up my plant, but he kept running away from me. At this point, I said/yelled, "Come here, you fucking rat bastard." A nickname sometimes said endearingly, although not at this particular moment. After successfully shutting him in another room and quickly trying to salvage the remains of my beloved money tree, I went back to my computer to see the following messages from students in my Zoom chat. "You're not muted, that was wild, OMG misses, we can hear you, etc." Let's just say I had some apologizing/explaining to do after that fuck up. Let's hope I still have a job tomorrow. Too long didn't read. My cat knocked over my beloved plant in the middle of my teaching online, and I thought I was muted when I yelled off camera, "You fucking rat bastard." My students informed me after the fact that they heard everything I said. Big yikes. Edit to add, cat tax. Edit 2, I went back to teaching and came back to my phone seeing that this has blown up. All the comments have me cracking up. I love this community of cat lovers/haters. Stay safe out there everyone, much love. PLS show rat bastard. I'll have you know his full name is fucking rat bastard. This would have immediately made you my favorite teacher. Those kids, and honestly any potential parents listening in, were probably wetting themselves laughing. Except those super hardcore no cursing allowed types of parents that will file a complaint and try and get the teacher in trouble. LOL. Yesterday I was in an online course, university, and the teacher also called his cat a motherfucker. I nearly spit my coffee onto my laptop. You must not have a cat then. They're some little motherfuckers. You obviously just jumped in popularity with your class. Haha, indeed. This is A+. Those kids will remember that moment forever. Every now and then they'll call each other a fucking rat bastard, laugh, then look back on the moment with fondness. If this had happened with a teacher and my kids, I'd be like, yep, cats sure are, and that would be the end of it. Edit, I have 2 older kids and I can totally see them pulling this out often if it had happened to them. Today I fucked up by loving my wife. We had a wonderful evening together. Had some drinks and played video games until the early way past either of our limits and either of our bedtimes. We topped the evening off with some marital bedtime bliss and fell asleep holding each other. And I very nearly never woke up. I am a person with environmental allergies. I had never before experienced anything as severe as anaphylaxis, but the allergies have undoubtedly gotten worse as I age even with medication. My wife, meanwhile, is a person with chronic pains. Her physical therapist had recently sold her a topical pain salve made from all natural resources. On the night in question, my wife had applied the salve to her sore neck hours before I fell asleep with my face cradled there. This pain salve, as it turns out, is a simple mix of poplar buds and honey. I am very allergic to poplar. Sedated by the wine and extreme fatigue of a late night, my body slept through the early warning signs. By the time I woke up, I was covered head to toes in hives and struggling to steal gasps of air. My fingers and toes were completely numb. Nothing made sense to me. I'm very happy to report that the medications I have on hand curbed the attack, but another hour asleep might have done me in, or at the very least sent me to the ER. Wifey threw away the salve. God, I love her. Too long didn't read. Amazing date night with my wife almost ended in fatality when I passed out in a puddle of allergen and nearly experienced my first episode of full-on anaphylaxis. Wife continues to be amazing woman worthy of love and adoration. Just because something is natural doesn't necessarily mean it's good for you. I found out I had gotten allergic to apples when I ate one when I was out on a hike in the middle of nowhere. By the time I got to a pharmacy, my throat was so swollen that my uvula, the thing that hangs down in the back of your throat, was touching both sides, and I could only breathe because it still flapped back and forwards a bit. My actual worst fear. I'm glad you are okay. I had zero allergies as a child, so developed no habits of caution. Now I'm developing allergies so quickly I'm afraid of foods that have never hurt me before. I swear one day I'll eat a banana and be dead before I know what's happening. Skull. And she's never tried to innocently murder you again? This is how my husband I would describe it to anyone that will listen. Remember when you tried to murder me? 2 weeks ago, he lost a caliper bolt for his tire as soon as we got off the freeway. We were stranded for a bit trying to find a solution. Meanwhile, I'm very type A and pregnant, so too many unknowns for my liking. Got to Menards. He replaced it within the hour. We went home. The next week was my birthday, and in the card he wrote, "I love you till the wheels fall off." Life happens, we roll with it and do our best to make life light and fun. This is also why access to an EpiPen is vital. People I know who really need one either _don_t_ have one because it's expensive, or have a super old expired one because it's expensive. Edit, u/Shibot better suggested an affordable option. I would recommend anyone struggling to afford EpiPens ask their allergist if Orviq is available to you/suitable for you. If it is, ask them to prescribe it and jump on that. Edit 2, u/the_crumb_monster had a helpful tip. I work in an assembly plant making a generic epinephrine device. If the cost of an EpiPen is prohibitive, have your doctor write the prescription for an epinephrine auto-injector. If they write EpiPen, most pharmacies do not allow a generic to be substituted. Certain doctors definitely write EpiPen intentionally, but that's a discussion for another time. What games did you play? Minecraft Dungeons, haha. I was nearly a Minecraft related casualty. I travel with an EpiPen. They're leftovers from my kids, but I needed one for a while after a couple of brutal wasp attacks. I always got asked why it was accessible where anyone could steal it. I tried to explain that I wanted anyone that needed it to have it, because if there's an emergency and you see that bright orange/green, you'll know what it was. This is back when Epis were punching a couple of $100 a pop. Fuckers didn't care. Benefit to society since I could afford it then was worth it more. Should I ever start traveling again, I'll add an Arcan kit, but I'll be damned if I'll know how to put it in an easy to access container. Today I fucked up by giving a stray dog $20 while tripping on acid. Today I fucked up by giving a stray dog a $20 bill while tripping on acid. I had dropped some acid with my friends a few hours earlier and I was just leaving their place to go down the road to my house. I was still in the peak and my mind was all over the place. As I was walking, a rough-looking dog without a collar came up to me and looked at me with such pie. Today I fucked up eyes. Felt a connection with the creature. I thought about its life and what it must have gone through to get to this point. Without thinking, I reached into my wallet and pulled out a 20 and just handed it to the dog, and it took it in its mouth and ran off with it. I felt so satisfied and warm. About an hour later, I realized what I had done. I like to think the dog wandered into some shop and gave the 20 to someone who then gave him food, but I know the odds of that are pretty slim. At least I tried to do something nice, I guess. Too long didn't read, did drugs and tried to do something nice. Gave a dog money. That dog is just going to spend it on crack. You should have bought him a sandwich instead. Lol. Some dude's going to post, "Dude, this time my dog randomly showed up with a $20 in its mouth." Or "My dog just pooped a $20 bill." Edit, thank you for the reward. My dog actually found a $5 once. He sniffed around a bush and then came running over with the money. I took him straight to the pet shop and let him pick out something nice. You bought some Dogecoin, I see.